Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome to Common Indian Voice. The incidents that have been going on for the past 2 days has us all worried, and we have lots of questions. I have come to you previously, and I have asked you, and I had panels along with me. They also had questions. We also had a debate, and in that debate also, there were points raised, and some were answered, some are still unanswered. Today, to answer a few more questions which are disturbing me, which are disturbing many of my friends, I have again Nandini ma'am and Sameer. Namaskar, both of you. Welcome. Now, I'll begin with Nandini. Nandini ma'am, can you just exactly tell me, means, yeah, we are all horrified, we are all shocked, but what is the one thing which really, struck you? Are you calm? I don't think so. So,
see, I think we've reached that point beyond shocked now with the recent events that have taken place in Punjab, right from the farmers' protest, the 26th January, insult to the tricolour on the Red Fort, then that whole episode of Captain Amrinder Singh, the way he was asked to leave and resign. This whole thing, I mean, Punjab has been in the news lately a lot. And that horrible episode of that blasphemy where that challenged young boy, hungry boy, was done to death. So there's been so much happening that I think one is no longer shocked now. One is just enraged at the latest happening with the Prime Minister's security breach. This has gone now too far. And I think it affects us all personally. He represents 1.3 billion people. He represents us. And this is a message to us, and I take it very personally.
Everyone, we are all taking it personally. I would like to ask you another question related to the same thing. Like the CM, a very responsible post, and he gives a statement. He has he goes live on Aaj Tak, and there he gives a statement like, see, I met them, I spoke to them. It was so simple, the Prime Minister could have done it. What exactly? Is he in his senses?
Well, first of all, this gentleman, the way he came into office, he was like, a person who sort of, I guess, kept all parties happy, and he was supposed to be there like a dummy CM. I don't know. I mean, that's the impression one gets, that he was there. He was a useful, convenient man to put on the chair till things got sorted out and all those ambitious people, worked on their own plans. So I never expected much from this chief minister, or thought that he would do something commendable or come up with a certain class or bearing or handle things in a different way. He sort of lived up to the image that we had of him and we expected from him. Sorry to say that, but I didn't expect anything at all. And the way he's handled this whole thing of, saying that he had COVID, somebody in his entourage was tested positive, so he was remaining isolated. Then he comes out and gives a press conference without a mask. Then he gets into a car and gives an interview. And then that whole thing was so staged. I mean, it even tells you so much about that journalist, how he handled that whole thing.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, it is so shoddy. It is so shameful. That man is, at best, I think he's going to be this manipulated guy who's just going to be flipping, flopping. He's following orders, evidently. He can't handle anything, and I don't see him handling anything. So, yeah, I mean, what is so sad is what's happening to Punjab. It is so sad. And that affects all of us very deeply. I mean, affects me deeply.
It affects me deeply because I have stayed in Punjab and I have stayed near Punjab. So, I have personal connect. So
I see.
I'm not able to digest it. As you know, I was in Dalhousie. The maximum number of students were
Yes.
Punjabis,
Right.
and I cannot digest it. I feel so bad about it. So, and at the end of the day, it is the common people who suffer.
Yes, absolutely. And the a lot of common people and ordinary people have stood up and said, you know, personally, phone calls, messages, that this is disgusting. I mean, you know, we are connected with valor and with pride and with the armed forces. And you did this to our prime minister. You know, I mean, there are people who are voicing a lot of anger.
Exactly. Sameer, do you? I'm just diverting a little bit. Do you think this is a political haragari committed by this Congress? As far as Punjab is concerned, it was already going downhill because of their own infights and all that. Now,
So, yes, so a lot of political pundits, and I'm not one of them, but they do seem to be of the opinion that this is definitely a political harakiri. Time will tell, of course. And you know, going by what Nandini also said, if this incident has triggered a certain consciential voice amongst the common man, and they're realizing what's been going wrong in their state for the last 12 months, I believe this could be the beginning of the end for Congress in Punjab. You know, it's and they've squandered it. Honestly, with someone like Amrinder Singh in the hot seat, I don't think they would have lost the election had they managed this well. But what worries me is if it's not the Congress, then who? And you know, that could be the topic for another discussion, because unfortunately, you see, three crucial border states. Leave aside Jammu and Kashmir. I'm talking about Rajasthan, Punjab, and West Bengal on the other side. Are not with governments that we would want them to be in national interests. Let me put it that way. It's a little scary at this point.
absolutely, it is scary. Nandini ji, I would like to ask you one thing. It's a bit dicey, but then, you know, like you said that Shaheen Bagh and all that, and people were saying like Modi ji never spoke when they were after his life from 2002. He remained quiet. Shaheen Bagh, he did not issue any statement. He did not issue any statement in all the different incidents around India. Even West Bengal, he did not. But yesterday he did. Not yesterday. The other day he did. He did say that thank you. Give my thanks to the CM that I have reached. Do you? What do you infer from this? Because he's not a man who speaks. He just lets his actions speak.
Well, this is a very different issue from the other issues. You know, as somebody was saying, one is reading so much, hearing so much. I don't know who said this, but there was somebody who said that Bengal, or is it one of those video clips that one sees, that Bengal is the problem in Bengal was very different from what happened in Punjab yesterday. Is that this is a matter of the Prime Minister's security, because this is a different matter. Bengal is state violence. Kerala is also state violence. What the state perpetuates on its own people. Horrific, but they do so. So that I have no idea why he hasn't spoken on it. In Bengal, I wish he had. I wish he had voiced his opinion. It would have made, I think, a very big difference. At least to the people who were right in the forefront.
Exactly.
Here, this is an affront to the country. This is very, very different. And also, you know, he's been quoted as saying that, in the sense other people have said that he said it. You know,
and that hearsay thing.
Yes, it's a hearsay thing. So I don't know how much to go by that, because a word here and there and said differently can take a completely different meaning. So, I mean, I've read that he supposedly said this to officials. You know? So I don't know what he said actually, but this is a very different matter, and the distinction should be made between what happened in Punjab and what happens in Shaheen Bagh, Bengal, and so on.
So people actually are correlating that what is, then they are trying to find out meanings. If
Yes.
he has said it,
I mean,
then what exactly?
can you imagine the repercussion, the consequences if something had actually happened?
True.
It is, just to imagine it is horrific what would have happened. I'm not only talking about Prime Minister Modi, I'm talking about for the rest of the country, what it could have triggered off. So this is a very different matter. It cannot be equated to the other states.
It's very, very scary. Whatever happened is scary. Sameer, do you think it is just circumstantial, or was it pre-planned? Different people have different opinion about it. I would like both of you to answer this one. That what do you think? Is it pre-planned or it just happened?
Right. So I have also tweeted about this. It clearly wasn't something that just happened. In the absence of credible information about what happened and how everything went about, it's not fair to, be very specific about it. But going by the turn of events since November 2020, one can very well imagine that if not this, something else was going to happen. They were going to keep fanning the flames and keep this going on, which is what, I think we should ask some hard questions. You have a large group of people camped outside, choking entry points into the capital city, holding the capital to ransom. There's all sorts of acts of anarchy, violence perpetrated in that belt. 26 January vandalism of the tricolor on the Red Fort. A lot of this, here once again we come back to the point. To create anarchy, disturbance in any country or any region, we need money. And money is the common binding factor that unites all rogues across the world. It's as simple as that. I mean, the axis of evil, if we could call it, the Khalistani forces, the neighbor across the border, and our own internal Tukre gang, they're all connected by money. Power is incidental. If you have the money, you do it. Now, for 18 months, there's been tons of money that's flown in through various channels. I think to a certain extent, we've been found wanting in being able to check the fund flow. It's not just happened overnight. You can imagine the quantum of money that's coming. And, which again takes me back to a very important point where, one of the most understated benefits of the demonetization was the complete annihilation of the FICN network. FICN is the most potent tool to wreak havoc in a country. And in one fell swoop, we found that the entire cross-border infiltration stopped because there was no way Pakistan could, get the new currency notes out again. There was a report immediately after demo that a senior Congress leader in Mumbai was caught with fake currency notes. So you can imagine how deep the rot was. And they say that it's typically a cycle of 4 to 5 years where the FICN network can get reignited. And I want to ask you a question, Ishadi and Nandini. Do you know where is the FICN hub in India? We have a hub in India as well.
No,
it's in Malda and Murshidabad. So, see, you join as of now, I often see these crime thrillers where people put those pegs and the ropes and they try to. So I'm sure the agencies are doing their bit and they have far more sophisticated tools than us here. But if you join the dots, it's all going to come back to the money trail. And the money trail is going to be very crucial in giving us leads as to what exactly led to what happened yesterday. And to be very honest, as a common man with limited knowledge, I think if we could have nipped certain acts in the bud when they happened, not allow the wound to fester and turn gangrenous, then perhaps yesterday, the situation of day before could have been avoided.
I have one more point to add over here. While I was listening to lots of things, I also came across a report in which Nitin Gadkari ji had stated that the tolls have been taken over by these unruly goons, and they are forcing the people to pay money, and all that money is also going into this, going to the whole gang. So they are earning a lot from there, where it means it's in 1,000 crores, it seems, that the country has lost.
Okay, can I make one more small point, please, Ishadi, if you allow me? Sorry, I just, yeah. See, if what we hear about the Punjab police officials being summoned and, all the news about, whether they were complicit or not, or whether that, eventually time will tell. But assuming a worst case scenario that they were complicit, then I can shudder to imagine in a porous border state, it would be so easy for the inimical neighbor to send across whatever they want into India. It's just a carte blanche. They can do whatever they want, and that's what is the worrisome part, because you just can't imagine the kind of stuff that might be coming across these borders. It's
that's how the drugs come in.
Yeah, the drones are coming in.
And so much more. Yeah, absolutely. No, but also coming to that point where, do you think this is a conspiracy, or was it planned? But there has been this news portal, New Indian has, done this whole trail on all the memos exchanged inter-office, inter-agency, where they've said, yes, there's going to be bad weather, there has to be a second route. There was a run done on that second route. Then they expected nearly 1 lakh people to be at that rally. Arrangements should be made for that. So they were aware of everything, and there has been this communication between them where they say, oh, we don't know that this route was changed. Nothing of that sort. It doesn't happen in such an amateurish fashion anyway. So they all, from what we can see, from what we read, from what we hear, this is not something that happened by coincidence. It would be so foolish to think so. It would be really foolish to think so. So I think like Sameer said, that, you embolden people when you don't strike at the right time. And at each stage, everything has got bolder, more in your face. And it's almost like they're pushing you to take action. And I hope this is going to be the time where something is going to be shown, that there's action taken. The optics is very, very important.
I would like to add over here, Sameer, just a minute. I just, with this pre-planned thing, I would like to add that Captain Amrinder Singh has gone on record to say that he had traveled through that place 20 minutes or 30 minutes back, the same route, and there was nothing. And it seems, I don't know, again, it is hearsay. We cannot say for sure whether it is or whether it is just gossip right now, that people were informed that gather over there.
Not gossip. It is known that the gurdwaras were used with loudspeakers to tell people that, look, the Prime Minister is going to be on this route, and and one, in fact, the BKU, some spokesperson or somebody from he said, we were so surprised when they told us ki this is the route and the Prime Minister is going to be taking. We thought he was going by helicopter, but the policeman told us that no, this is the way he's going to be taking. So we all landed up
he was on TV also. Yeah.
Yes,
he was there on the TV. He said it. But then, to think that, like you said, you both said, even to imagine if something would have gone wrong, isn't the Congress supposed to take such things seriously? They have lost 2 prime ministers. Yes, our prime ministers, but they belong to their party. And such a shallow
and the family
way of dealing. The family.
Yes.
So,
yes,
so Isha,
please.
I think there's something, and on the same topic, if you posted some videos, and there's been a lot of videos doing the round on Twitter right now, YouTube videos that were apparently created almost a year ago. And if they're got. I couldn't watch them. I mean, they're seriously. I mean, the kind of horrible videos with trying to whip up a frenzy, and you know, the end was again appalling. I mean, I'm surprised, but that's again these why did it take some Twitter handle to reveal that such videos were out? What are our people doing? Why did the government not take these videos down? I mean, small things matter, but you know, we have such massive machinery at our disposal. You know, why is it not being pressed into action? I mean,
that is a question that worries me also.
It seems one can get away with a lot. No, there is an Indian person, an Indian IIT graduate working in the US. He posted something against a hate message against Bush. He served 4 years in prison, and then you know, then after that there was this a couple of years more of you know, controlled freedom or whatever they call it, and then they destroyed his career, they destroyed his personal life. I mean, the man wouldn't think twice before doing something like that again. And look at us. I mean, you know, look at that video film. Oh God, it was
horrifying.
Horrible.
And I made it a point not to RT any of the tweets with that video, and then I saw some person had in one of my threads, some person had put it. I was so irritated. I was avoiding it right from the morning.
Some things are non-negotiable. Ishadi, some things are non-negotiable. There's got to be zero tolerance to certain key, extremely crucial parameters related to national security, and the Prime Minister's safety security is one of the most paramount things. I mean, we're all in this. We're all talking because he's there. What people fail to realize is that if every other position in the government exists because of Narendra Modi today. He's the glue that holds everyone together at this point in time, you know. And the reason we can aspire for a better tomorrow and think about doing things is because this man is at the helm of affairs. So some of these things cannot be just wished away, you know, because nobody is watching this video. We let it loom around in the internet until someone discovers it, or some you know, you will recall this. There was a Twitter handle that had pointed out, you know, there was the Sri Lankan incident of terrorist bombing, and there was a Twitter handle who had said, who had pointed out two individuals. I'm not very clear, memory fails to you know, but he pointed out two individuals who had praised or laughed or commented favorably about something happening, and he said these guys are going to do something, and months later the perpetrator of the Sri Lankan bombing was actually that guy who was involved in that social media banter. So believe it or not, some of these things, with the amount of resources at your disposal, you can easily track, trace, and nab and prevent things from happening. I only wish this incident of day before was prevented, rather than now all of us talking about tough action. Anyway, what's happened has happened. But yeah, it was an avoidable incident.
It was. Within 20 minutes, people assembled over there. I was just trying, even in the previous debate, which you were also a part of, even in that, you know, I had said one thing, you know, matlab niyat, agar kharab ho gaya, what do you do? Last moment, something, everything is going according to plan, and beech mein se ek ka niyat kharab hai. But yes, again, I think that intelligence should have known. Nandini, what would you like to say about it? Ki theek hai, yeah. Matlab, if you look at the assassination of our previous prime ministers also, so I actually don't know what to say.
I think this could have gone horribly wrong, and it just needed one spark. I don't even want to imagine what could have gone wrong and what could have happened. So I think the time has come not to take these things lightly, not to ignore these people. You have so many on the internet gloating, gleeful, some of the things that were said. You
Terrifying.
wonder, at these people also, that what, what do they eat and makes them, or are they not getting enough to eat? Because, that's why that rage and that anger, and it also it has shown us, this past 1 year has shown us that there was something has been interrupted. They had this very easy gravy train, which was, smoothly on its tracks. And something has gone so seriously wrong that they are willing to go to any length to even destroy the country in the bargain. And that is very worrisome. And I think you can no longer, if you are going to ignore it, if you're going to overlook it, it's going to be at our peril. So
Correct.
I no longer think that we can just say that there's something happening. We want to see it happen.
Right.
Yeah,
Want to see.
Exactly. I'll just speak like a teacher. Like if we have a child in the class who, even after, of course, we do give the long rope, but once or twice, then third time, and then, we actually see to it that the child learns. We mete out a kind of punishment in which the child will learn and rectify. And, if I have seen teachers who come into the class and they are not able to manage the class. On the very first day, if they are not able to manage the class, they never are able to manage that very class.
Yes, you set the rules on the first day.
So,
Ishadi,
yeah.
you see, I was just doing a little bit of reading. 50,000 crores came in through the FCRA route to NGOs in the last 3 or 4 years. And that's just what's documented. So you can imagine that's the tip of the iceberg. Okay. About 12,000 NGOs have been struck off the list for various matters of non-compliance, non-renewal of licenses. This I'm prompted to say this because Nandini used the word gravy train. So this was perhaps one of the easiest ways of funding the lifestyles of the so-called cabal. And 50,000 crores is serious money that came in through this route in the last 4 years. Despite 12,000 NGOs being struck off the list. So you can quite imagine what was it prior to 2014. They've been hit very badly on a lot of these fronts. Even I think in December, another 6,000 FCRA licenses were not renewed. So this is definitely hurting. Oxfam and a lot of other, Jamia, a lot of other licenses were not reapplied for. So again, coming back, it's the money.
It's the money. And last time around, one of their big donators, Dhaliwal, I think, he had come to India and they did not even allow him to enter.
Yes.
He was sent back.
He was sent back from the airport.
And he was
I think
sent
Jalandhar
back.
airport.
So, yeah, exactly. Yes. So, I think it is time. I think we all will agree that it is time now that you have been very magnanimous. You've been very benevolent. But now it is a question of our identity, our country. And I just want to say, it may sound crude, but Modi ji, aap lat bajao, hum aapke saath hai. What do you say?
He's got the blessings of 100 crore well-wishers and Lord Mahakal behind him, which is much more powerful than the cabal. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So Nandini, ending statement, last statement.
I would say that enough is enough. We've seen it all. These past 2 years have been, with COVID, with everything happening, with all the other things happening, Shaheen Bagh, CAA. After the abrogation of Article 370, when this country was in this really high mood, and then it just sort of went down, down, down with so many things happening, that now I feel it's time to pull up your socks and to do what has to be done, because there is support. There is ample support, and we have to do it for our future. Otherwise, you can say goodbye.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
these are the
Sameer.
one point.
Yeah, please.
Mota needs to get his mojo back. Yeah, seriously, he needs to do it. I mean, we need to have the Amit Shah of
We love.
August 2019, September 2019. We need him back.
I think not only from us three, but also from all our friends and everyone that we are communicating with. We just want to say one thing. It's high time. You know, we have taken enough nonsense, and these people will not stop at anything. They blatantly support the foreign powers over their own country. So from that itself, we understand that they are smarting, and in a very bad way. So like Nandini has said, and Sameer has said, that these people will not stop at anything to get back the power, to get back all the cream that they were accustomed to. So for the welfare of the country, for the welfare of the means of us, for our welfare, it's high time that these people should be taken to the books.
Isha, if I might just add, it's again reading the situation so wrong. If they think that if there is no Mr. Narendra Modi, do they think that they can come back to power? That itself is such a pipe dream. The people will not allow it. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
he's left. You know, that will never happen. So I think they have to make peace and find a way of earning money a little more honestly and doing it the right way.
Exactly, exactly. And you know, country is very important. It's more than us. It's more than you. It's more than me. It's above everyone. And the Prime Minister, who is doing his utmost, we are all standing by him. Please don't take us for granted and think that you can get away with anything and everything, like Nandini and Sameer also said. So, agar अच्छा लगा, like कीजिए, share कीजिए, subscribe कीजिए. Shubh Ratri. Good night.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, both of you.